Hello and welcome to Experience Fulton, the podcast. I'm Regina Waller, Division Manager, Communications and External Affairs for Fulton County. This podcast will not only provide you with information regarding the services and products that Fulton County has to offer, but we'll give you a close-up look into the department and the people who bring you those services. Hello, I'm Regina Waller, Division Manager of Communications and External Affairs for Fulton County, and welcome to Experience Fulton, the podcast. This is a podcast that's going to take you deep inside the resources and services offered by Fulton County. One of the departments that is part of Fulton County government is Senior Services. This is a department that connects seniors with the resources that they need. Everything from meals to transportation to classes and other vital services. In senior services, more than 25,000 volunteer hours at the senior centers. More than 4,000 meals served at the different senior centers. 12,000 plus calls have gone to the Star Line. And 168% increase in activity and participation in the adult daycare services that they offer throughout the neighborhood centers and the multipurpose facilities. In fact, what we've decided to do is take our viewers and our listeners into one of these multipurpose facilities, give you a look at the day in the lives of the seniors. Also, what are some of the things that are offered? So we find ourselves at the Helene Mills Multipurpose Facility, and it is buzzing with activity. We were able to talk to a couple of seniors who told us, in no uncertain terms, hey, I got to get back to my classes, so we got to make this quick. That's just how much fun that they're having here. And to give us just a closer look at what is offered here, I have with me Miss Sonia Foster, who is the facilities manager, as she says, the best senior center that we have here in Fulton County. So we want to say thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here and talk to people about the services that we offer.
Well, we talk about all of the things that the seniors are doing here. You're just as busy. So let's jump right into it. Tell us about your role as the facilities manager.
I have the pleasure of being a support system for our instructors, for our kitchen staff, helping them get the activities, the programs, the monies, the supplies that they need to produce a quality product for our seniors here in Fulton County.
Let's talk about some of those resources. I've heard a lot about different classes that you all have. Let's start with those. Tell us about some of the classes and courses that are offered to the seniors.
Okay, so we have classes first of all, we have an indoor heated pool. And we offer classes in our water, such as water aerobics. We have aqua bike classes where we submerge a bike into the water and we do exercises on the bike while in the water. We also have classes that are offered on land, such as Tai Chi, Qigong, a walking club, land aerobics, as well as circuit training. We also have classes in our life enrichment area, which includes photography, Spanish, also a variety of art mediums, charcoal, mosaic, jewelry making, and things of that nature.
And let's not forget those technology courses. In fact, in senior services, one of the big programs that you guys have now is ACT, Avoiding Cybersecurity Threats. So how is that going?
Oh, it's going really well. We have a lot of seniors that were interested in learning about, how are things hiding in clear view and being, they're concerned about being trafficked or cyber attacks impacting them. So they are very interested in staying on top of the latest technology and how they can protect themselves and, while they're on the internet and just in general, how can they be more safe and how they can protect themselves. And the cybersecurity class is very popular for them.
So we've talked about some of the classes that we have that help the body, and you've also told us about other classes such as we talked about ACT, and we also talked about some of the arts classes. So you guys provide resources that will make sure that our seniors are healthy physically, emotionally, mentally. Why is that so important?
We found that when people retire, they've had this extensive, vibrant working life, and now that they're retired, to sit at home and not know what to do or not have their purpose anymore, because like we talked about their role, they've taken their role as their purpose. But as you discover more, your role is not your purpose. So once they retire and that role is taken away, they're wondering, what is my purpose now? So it is very important that we help them write that next chapter of their life so that they can live happily ever after, whatever that chapter is. So being a part of that and helping them write that script is so impactful, is rewarding for us. So the programs and the services, from transportation, from nutrition services, as you previously discussed, our land and fitness classes and life enrichment classes, help them to tap into talents that they may not known they've had. Or it also helps them stay social and meet new friends, and just being out with people in their peer group helps them stay involved and mentally keep them active and physically and socially as well, which is very important, and it helps alleviate social isolation. So, once they come here and they can participate in activities with their peer group, we see an increase in their continence, in their behavior, they come in energetic and smiling. So just, being able to provide them with those types of services to help them mentally and physically is so rewarding.
So you talk about, being able to write that next chapter, and would you say that what you all provide, the services that are provided, improve quality of life overall?
Absolutely, yes. We witnessed people coming in with walkers or a cane, and they participate in some of our classes. And you turn around like, Miss Jones, where's your walker? Oh, I don't need that no more. I don't need that. Put that down. So also people that were at home and socially isolated, when they come here and they see people that they know, or they just may walk up to somebody and say, hi, my name is. And now you see them going to classes together. You see them in the cafeteria talking and meeting up and doing things outside of here as well. So, just being able to have a part in that and expose them and opening them up to other opportunities versus sitting at home or staying at home, it really does help their mental and physical outcome.
All of this is part of Fulton County. You and I were talking before we sat down to chat here. As an employee in Fulton County, being part of Team Fulton, how does it make you feel to know that this organization thinks enough of this population? Because eventually we all will be there. But what do you think about, the organization thinking enough to put these types of resources in place?
I think it's so wonderful. I mean, wonderful doesn't even give the feeling justice, because a lot of municipalities do not offer these services to their citizens. But the resources, the money that is put into the Department of Senior Services is phenomenal. And the impact, you see where your dollars are going. You can see how it changes a person physically and mentally. So being a part of that is beyond. I was on the 5-year plan. I come here, I work for 5 years, and I move on to something else. I've been here 25 years. Wow. And it's because I believe in what we're doing. I see the impact in what we are doing, and it's so vital. It's just tremendous to be a part of this team. And, Department of Senior Services is where it is, because we are, we're changing lives and impacting our seniors. And sometimes they're forgotten about, but to know that this department provides quality education, quality food, quality services, transportation, we haven't forgotten about them. And a lot of times they are forgotten once they are not, what they think they're not productive. but they are still productive. They still have a purpose. They still are important. And we love on them. We let them know that y'all are still needed and we still want you, and here, come participate with us.
Wow, you have a great story as well, and you talk about the seniors and their purpose. In fact, we're going to hear from two seniors as they tell us their story. So we want to say thank you so much for joining us, and we're going to jump into the as I call it, the day in the life of. So we thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we're going to continue our discussion about senior services, also about the resources that are provided for the seniors throughout Fulton County. We are at the Helene S Multipurpose Facility, and we're going to talk about a day in the life of Miss Rosemary Williams-Raysor, who is 75 years young and has been a member of the facility for about a year. So welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
We interrupted her day because she is a budding artist. And first, tell us about what you do in your sculpting class.
Okay, with our sculpting class, we actually manage and maneuver clay. We make different pieces, and they're cured through a kiln, and then we paint them. And sometimes they're very gorgeous.
And not only have you been working on sculptures, you said you work with charcoal. Tell us about some other mediums that you work with here.
I'm working with charcoal drawing, and I've done several pieces with that. And it's where we capture the images on paper with charcoal, with colored charcoal and black. So that's also fun. But my most exciting adventures are work with mosaics, and that's cut glass. And we do various pictures with the cut glass, and I've done some very nice things.
I'm a little jealous because I understand that there was an art show that you had some things featured in, and I haven't had a chance to see all this beautiful work you put together.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did. I'm very, very proud of myself because I've never been somebody who loved art, but our teacher, who is Nicole Smith, I think, she is so excellent. She works in every medium possible. And I can only come on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I have dialysis 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I just love coming. I look so forward to coming here. And my daughter works here.
Now look at you. You get a 2-for-1. You get an opportunity to come and to take some classes. Well, more than a 2-for-1. You get to meet more new people, yes. And your daughter works here as well. I wanted to start off things by talking to you about the art classes that you take. But that's not the only things that are offered here for people like you who come to the center. Tell us, what is a day in the life like for you? What is your typical day like?
Thursday is my full day. So Thursday I have charcoal drawing. That's from 10 to 12. And then in the afternoon from 1 to 3:30, I have mosaics. It's 2 different mediums, but they're both very, very fun. They're both, there's a lot of activity, which I just relish so much. It's really great. That's all I can say. It's really great.
Well, you talk about there is a lot of activity, and you and I spoke before we got started with our recorded chat here, and we talked about how important this type of resource is for seniors, because not only do they offer you things to help you physically, but also mentally as well. And just sitting here listening to you and watching you, I can tell that is a very big part of your life and your day to help keep things vital for you.
Yes, and I forgot. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, in the morning, I have chair aerobics. Yes, that's wonderful as well. For half an hour, we do aerobics. We sit down, and that's an excellent class. It really is. I forgot I had that.
So why is it so important for you to be able to come to the center right now twice a week?
Because it really gives me an outlet that I don't have to stay at home. And they are also featuring trips now. They're having different trips. They went to the Legacy Museum in Alabama, and they get ready to go to Blairsville, Tennessee, on a train trip to see the foliage. And also they're going to, I forget the name of the place, but it's a mansion in North Carolina.
In Asheville, North Carolina,
Yeah.
the
Biltmore.
Biltmore, yes,
The
it's
Biltmore.
a lovely place.
Yes, we're going there too for overnight.
Oh, she said she's going on a trip too. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So, this is one of many centers and multipurpose facilities that are provided through Fulton County. What do you think about our board members and our county officials who make sure that we have resources in place for our seniors?
Well, I think that's a great endeavor. I'm really happy that they do allow the seniors to have facilities. I think it's really wonderful. And it really does help us keep us strong mentally and physically. It really is a very good program here. They have stuff, all during the week from Monday to Friday. And some of the classes I wish I could take, but I can't. Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's really very enlightening, and it's something that people, really, really relish. They really like the idea of having these things. And plus you make friends, we have lunch together. It's just a great endeavor. It really is.
What would you say to seniors who may be hesitant about coming?
I would say you need to come. You need to try it. You need to see how it will work for you. I think you'll love it.
Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day to chat with us. We know you got to get back and finish that sculpture. So we are very, very pleased to have you stop by and join us. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
We're going to continue to take a look into the lives of seniors here at the Helene Mills Multipurpose Facility. This is all part of our discussion about senior services and some of the wonderful resources that are provided. Now I have joining me is Mr. Rodney Fulmore, who is 68 years young. So we just want to say welcome and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You have full days here at the center, is that correct?
I don't do full days, but I do days. Mm-hmm. I do have interval visits up here.
Okay. Can you talk to us about what is one typical day for you like?
The first thing I do is come in and get a breakfast. Mm-hmm. I sit down and get a breakfast and chat with some friends in the cafeteria. And the cafeteria area is the main meeting room for us seniors. It's where we sit and fraternize, laugh and joke, laugh and talk. And then we disperse and go to our classes.
Tell me about the classes that you do take.
Currently, I'm taking 2 classes this semester or this quarter. Are we on quarters or semesters? I forgot. Semesters?
On semesters. Like when you go to college, you have semesters.
Some colleges have quarters and some have semesters. Yep. But I'm taking 2 classes. Okay. Circuit training, which is in the weight room with the weight apparatus, doing a round robin on that. And then I'm doing digital photography on Fridays.
We have another artist here. Okay, digital photography. Let's talk about that for just a second. Tell us about the class. What do you do in the class? Have you worked as a photographer before, or been a photographer before? Or this is kind of like an update for you.
First of all, let me put a plug in for our instructor.
Okay.
Our instructor is a former military man. Likewise, myself, I'm former military, and he does an excellent job of leading us with this digital photography. Mm-hmm. Everybody in the I'm one of the youngest in the class. Everybody's in their 70s, and we enjoy learning the ins and outs of the camera apparatus.
Well, first, thank you for your service, and please tell your instructor thank you for his service as well. So in that particular digital class, what made you select digital photography as one of your classes?
I'm a former social studies civics teacher / science teacher, and having a piece of equipment for me to record some things, I'm intrigued with that. And when I saw that, I've been taking that digital photography class almost 2 years now and learned a lot.
What type of images have you captured in the class?
My specialty, and everybody in our class seemed to focus on a certain specialty. My specialty is buildings. I like taking buildings and landscape. I can do portrait photography, and it's a beautiful thing. But we're learning the ins and outs of all genres of this digital photography.
You know, just listening to you and to our other guests, it sounds as if taking these courses are really honing some skills and talents and bringing them out, would you say?
I took it on as a hobby. I took it on because I found it to be intriguing, and it's helped me on the inside, you know, because I'm involved in something every day, or I'm involved in something I can work at my leisure. I mean, I'm under no pressure. I go out on my camera. I have about 5,000 shots right now. Maybe about 6 of those are good enough for a display.
So speaking of display, were you able to be part of the art show that they recently had?
We haven't entered any of our still photos. We haven't entered anything into the art show, but we do have some stuff that's worthy.
Gotcha. That's wonderful. You mentioned that, you know, in addition to the digital photography class, you're taking the circuit training course. So you are basically taking classes that not only help physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Why is that so important to be involved in those type of activities?
On 9/11 of this year, that was my 4th year anniversary. An anniversary to me having a stroke. And the physical activity is important for me. You know, I'm here, and this center has provided for me an outlet of activities that's second to none. I come up here for the physical training. You know, I'm the type of learner. I can be an audio learner. I can be a visual learner. I can be a kinesthetic learner. And I can be a cognitive learner. And this center offers something for every type of learner. Not to mention, we geriatric folk. They treat us like we're special, and we are special. So the things that are offered here fit right in with what I need. We got the gardening class outside, a little hands-on, kinesthetic, digital photography. You gotta throw in some cognitive abilities with your hand abilities. You got the weight training. We got all kinds of exercise classes. And as your previous interviewee mentioned, she focused a lot of her information on the art classes. The art classes are second to none here. Miss Nicole is a standout, extraordinarily competent person, and we appreciate them. The instructors here. Let me say something about the instructors here. The instructors here are second to none. They give us special treatment, and we thank God for that.
Where would you be without this center?
I'd be out doing something else. I'd be out working my creative juices on my own.
But now you have an outlet to do so.
Now I have an outlet. I come up here. I live approximately a quarter of a mile away. I walk up here every day. However, I do have transportation, but I get out to get my exercise on. As I said, I'm 68 years old, and I've lost my superpowers from that stroke on 9/11 of 2021. So I try to work on keeping everything rolling. Who knows? I might be a centurion. I want to live to be 100.
Well, you know what? You will be. And when you get to that point, we'll come back and we'll talk some more about everything that the center has had to offer you.
I'll be right here.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Fulmore, for talking with us today.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. We're going to let you get back to your class as well.
Thank you.